As we approach the end of January and turn a new page to see what February has in store, let us not dwell on the past, but rather bask in anticipation of what lies ahead. Let us embrace the spirit of renewal and embark on the adventures that a new month brings. Greetings from another installment of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson, your host. Stick around as we bring you more content after the upcoming break.
Once upon a time in a Caribbean island known for its rich culture, natural beauty, lived a group of people who were buried in piles and piles and more piles of paper. Papers spanning back to the start of time. Then came a bright idea, harnessing technology to work smarter and not harder. The government of Jamaica is improving its operations to serve citizens better. Many services are now available online, and there's more to come. The government of Jamaica, building a better public sector for all.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, January 30, 2024. The country's positive performance in the Jamaica Business and Consumer Confidence Survey is being hailed as the resilience of consumers helping to return the economy to pre-pandemic conditions. The Consumer Confidence Index has surged to a remarkable 174.7 points for the fourth quarter of 2023, representing an 8.5% growth over the previous quarter. Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Senator Aubin Hill, says the outcome is also a clear indication of the government's solid and consistent management of the economy. He says the positive trajectory of consumer confidence is a clear signal that our economic recovery is gaining momentum and also reflects confidence by Jamaicans in government's initiatives to create prosperity for everyone. Senator Hill adds that his ministry supports the broad government agenda to elevate productivity in 2024 to boost economic growth. He's urging all Jamaicans to actively participate in this national endeavor by significantly enhancing their productivity levels. The Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, KSAMC, is rolling out a new building inspection and permit process to improve its procedures for development. Mayor of Kingston, Senator Delroy Williams, says the process includes the reviewing of building permit applications and approvals by the public online via ksamc.gov.jm. Senator Williams made the announcement on Friday during his contribution to the 2023-2024 State of the Nation debate in the Senate. He says the move is a pioneer moment for local authorities.
You can view the stages of consideration of the application, make and view objections, view stages of approval, and much more. This is a departure from what obtains in the past.
The mayor explains that prior to this, residents were only made aware of developments when notices were posted at construction sites or after approvals were done. As soon as an application is made, it is posted on the KSAMC's website for residents to search. The search can be done by community, district, or street, and any concerns or objections must be presented to the building committee for consideration of the application.
So the building officers cannot place an application before the building committee without the objections raised to the application. So the building committee members are furnished with the information relating to the objection. Now remember, the building committee consists of members from a wide range of agencies, ministries, and civil society.
Mayor Williams says this has allowed for a more transparent system in the building approval process. Still in the Senate, the mayor of Kingston has indicated that the municipality is also moving to increase its complement of inspectors. There are currently 5 inspectors on staff. Mayor Delroy Williams reports that the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation received 4,500 building applications between 2019 and 2023, on average approximately 900 applications per year. With 5 inspectors, he says the municipality is staffed well below the prescribed number of technical experts required.
We have been working with the Ministry of Local Government to restructure the municipality and more specifically to increase the number of building and planning officers. We are advanced in this process, and pretty soon we will see a noticeable increase in the staffing of both departments.
Senator Williams points out that by increasing the number of inspectors, this will ensure that at no time will one officer review all the stages of a development.
This will further reduce the perception of corruption, thus protecting the reputation of those hard-working public servants who put out their all every single day of the week.
The Entertainment Ministry has struck a $90 million sponsorship deal with J. Ray and Nephew for the support of Reggae Month activities over the next 3 years. The agreement was signed on Friday by Portfolio Minister Olivia Grange and will include cash and kind. Under the agreement, the ministry will expand Reggae Month celebrations, unearth and develop new talents, and provide a bigger platform to showcase reggae singers and musicians. The sponsorship agreement is to create more opportunities for people to earn directly and indirectly from the music. Minister Grange emphasizes that the partnership will advance the goal of making Reggae Month an all-island festival and a worldwide brand. Managing Director of J. Ray and Nephew Limited, Jean-Philippe Baer, says the support will also include a separate sponsorship package for the Jamaica Reggae Industry Association, JARIA. Mr. Baer says programs will also be launched in challenging communities to reach the youth and offer opportunities for aspiring musicians. And finally, February's calendar of events for Reggae Month was launched on Sunday with a church service. Entertainment Minister Olivia Grange announced that among the events was a dancehall week of activities from February 13 to 19.
Among the activities for that week will be a dancehall street parade scheduled for the 18th, commencing at Randy Williams and concluding a rap party inside the National Stadium.
Reggae Month 2024 will kick off on February 1 with a tribute to the Crown Prince of Reggae, Dennis Brown. It will be held at the Vera Moody Concert Hall at the Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts. Other core events include a musical tribute to reggae icons, including Bob Marley, a Reggae Gold Award, dancehall awards, young reggae ambassadors, a symposium by the Jamaica Reggae Industry Association, JARIA, and a Children of the Icons concert.
I encourage everyone to download the Reggae Jamaica app from Google Play Store or the Apple Store to have a detailed look at the calendar. The app will be our main vehicle for updating the public about the events. It provides dates but also information on the demography of events and directions from Google Maps.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Up next is Jamaica House Weekly, where we see the Prime Minister and his team actively engaged in securing plans and strategizing for Jamaica's future.
On Jamaica House Weekly, major road repairs starting April 1 under the Spark project, productivity being positioned to drive sustained growth, and infrastructure development to enhance health and wellness. These and more coming out of the office of the Prime Minister last week. You're watching Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Andre Palmer. Road infrastructure development was a major focus for Prime Minister Andrew Holness last week. In Parliament on Tuesday, Mr. Holness announced that the $40 billion Spark program would start on April 1 this year. Of the total, $20 billion will be used to repair main roads that require more than resurfacing and related infrastructure. The next $20 billion will be used to rehabilitate parochial and community roads, with half of that amount divided equally among the 63 constituencies. To ensure equity and inclusivity, Mr. Holness said the process would take on a consultative approach, facilitated by the Constituency Development Fund.
Members of Parliament, through the CDF, will be asked to organize community consultation by Parish Council Division, with the active involvement of the relevant government agencies to include the SDC, municipal corporations, the NWA, NWC, and the JCF, as well as churches, schools, and businesses. These consultations aim to collect recommendations on the roads to be repaired and their priority order. I anticipate that this consultative process will conclude by the end of March 2024, presenting a prioritized listing of potential road projects organized by constituency.
The Prime Minister also gave directives for the National Works Agency and the Ministry of Local Government to update their register of roads. This is to get an accurate total of the mileage of roads within each constituency.
We will use that to help determine the allocation per constituency by the miles of roads in each constituency. So that, I believe, adds the fairness and equity issue to the distribution.
Prime Minister Holness journeyed to Hanover, where he participated in the groundbreaking for the construction of a new matron's quarters at the Hanover Infirmary. A therapeutic park was also officially opened at the facility, which was constructed at a cost of $5 million. The engagement is part of an island-wide listening tour to hear people's concerns about various things in town centers and urban spaces.
I'm here to say to the people of Hanover that you are on my policy development radar. The bypass for Hopewell is important, and a bypass for Lucy is also important. And both are being worked on as we speak.
The participation of youth in the listening tour is also important, as the Prime Minister engaged students from Racine High School. He encouraged them to position themselves through education to become productive citizens who will contribute to the growth of the country's economy.
You are important to the country. You are important to the administration, the management, the running of the country. The country cannot survive without you. You are responsible for your country, inasmuch as your country is responsible for you.
It was a similar experience at Guys Hill High School in St. Catherine.
But my message to the school population gathered is that for all of you, whether you're in grade 7 or you're about to do exit exams this year, CXC and others, 2024 must be the year when all of you commit to doing better in your various endeavors.
Still in St. Catherine, Prime Minister Holness broke ground for the multi-billion-dollar investment in the redevelopment of the Spanish Town Hospital.
This government has managed your fiscal affairs, your revenues, the taxes that you pay, whether it is GCT, property tax, whatever tax. We have managed it in such a way that today, from our budget, we can say we will allocate $87 million from our budget.
Journeying a few miles to the Sunshine City, Mr. Holness broke ground for the Portmore Resilience Park. The $4.4 billion investment is scheduled for completion in September 2025.
This park is part of our caring agenda. It's part of saying to you, look, we know you need a place that you can jog around in the mornings, that you can just stroll around, that you can spread a picnic blanket and just chill with your friends, or just gather in a safe and clean place or have a concert. You know how that can just reduce the tension.
Investment in infrastructure development continued in the second city of Montego Bay. Prime Minister Andrew Holness was there for the groundbreaking of the Pinnacle. He described the private development of 4 28-story apartment blocks as visionary.
It is a project that shows quite a bit of bravery. And I know that there are many looking on the project and saying this is substantial, this is significant. So you're not only breaking ground today, you're doing something that is groundbreaking in Jamaica.
Back in Kingston, Prime Minister Andrew Holness reiterated the government's position on the importance of increased productivity to economic stability.
We have to encourage and support the development of a culture of productivity. And we're trying to support that emergence of the culture by putting in place, certainly that should come within the next 2 years, performance-based reward systems in the public service.
And the world premiere of Bob Marley One Love movie was a showcase moment for brand Jamaica.
It's a big day for Jamaica. Personally, I feel a victory here, but this is really Jamaica's day to have a film made about one of our iconic cultural personalities, and not just localized but internationalized. The makers and producers of the film have chosen to have the world premiere here. Is quite a big honor and respect to our culture. Of course, it adds to the authenticity of the film. Also, that they have chosen to use the backdrop of Jamaica to film much of the film is also another big respect to Jamaica.
And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us next time for more of the news stories coming out of the Office of the Prime Minister.
Music and dance go hand in hand when creating a symphony of entertainment. And living in Jamaica offers us first-hand experiences as to how impactful both can be. Join us now as we explore the diverse beats, melodies and choreographies that make the road move.
Chick, chick, chick.
The Lady G's, the Lady Saws.
Road is in court now, boys.
Scratch Perry and King Tubby, what they did, and that is influencing modern music production today.
The torso is tilted forward, the arms are going up and down.
The original sound system owners, Tom the Great Sebastian, Thomas Wong.
If you look at stuff like, Sata Masagana, people love the song and love the rhythm.
This is a story about Jamaica. Well, more so, its unique soundtrack and exceptional tunes. A story about the beats that keep the feet, hips, arms, hearts, and souls of Jamaicans moving.
Modern Jamaican music can trace its origin to the sound system. Now, the sound system can trace its roots to Tom Wong, the man who had the sound system called Tom the Great Sebastian. After that, people like Arthur Duke Reid and Clement Sir Coxsone Dodd decided that they were making their entry into the sound system business. The mood in America, where they were getting the music from, shifted, and the sound system operators decided that they needed to find a way of getting exclusive music, and one of the ways they thought they could do so was to create their own, and that's how ska was born. The anthem for that period, for me, would be Derek Morgan's Forward March.
Together be brothers and sisters, we're independent. 1962 on the 6th of August, when them was going to have a celebration of Jamaica independent, I was the one on a truck back, and I sing Forward March on that.
there was a close relationship between music and dance. So in ska, the torso is tilted forward. Now there was the options of the arm going up and down, side to side, forward and back. But the overall shape of the movement was very low.
By 1966, ska had made way for rocksteady.
Land of the black, gold, and green. I guess the musicians them decided that they want to slow it down a little bit, that people can more relax, you know, in the dancing and thing. So here comes the rocksteady moment.
It was definitely a less exuberant type of music. And some people say that that is reflective of the fact that people were coming to terms with what the Independence Project meant, and they were not as confident as they were a few years before.
No, no, no. So the movement was always coming back to center because you are taking control of your space. So it is an undisturbed, cool, the rude boy thing.
It was soon the late 1960s, and what continued as a demonstration of our ingenuity and innovation, as well as a reflection of our souls as Jamaicans, was the evolution of rocksteady to reggae.
Sold out to the merchant ships.
So reggae comes along at a point when Jamaica is now mature in the development of indigenous music. And reggae becomes message music influenced by Rastafari's ideological positioning.
This is why the Bob Marley is so successful, the Burning Spears and a whole lot of people, because the message of the music resonated internationally with the struggles of poorer people.
When we got into the reggae era, we got a lot more of the movement that we would find at the Bobo camps, at the Nyabingi 12 tribe sessions, a lot of swing, the head nods, and a lot more of that religious reverence.
At the turn of the late 1970s, a new beat was formed, one that would share the stage with reggae.
I mean, she want to see how me cute.
So the dancehall was a space, and then it moved to become a genre. So then everybody, women and men, dance close together and dance and rubber dub.
Dancehall, of course, completely in an ethnomusicological context, different because you're getting staccato rhythms now, a faster paced beat. But dancehall emerges as Jamaica's premier street theatre.
Dancehall and the rise and the growth of dancehall music came about when Steely and Clevie came on the scene and started digitizing the music.
Right along with that came the movements, of course. Bogle dance, created by Gerald Bogle-Levy in 1992. You had World Dance, which followed up, and so many others. We went on to see the Butterfly, the Tatty, the Prang, a host of dancehall movements. Dance doesn't operate in a vacuum, so it's intrinsically linked to music.
But no musical genre developed after the 1960s isn't influenced by Jamaican music.
Earthquakes come without warning. Up next, we'll see how the responsible personnel respond to the natural disaster.
We did have the shaking impacting a couple of generating units as well as a substation, but that is a part of the system protection that we have in place. The way the grid is organized is so that if there is a significant impact on the system, whether it's from an earthquake or something external like something falling on a particular piece of equipment, it is engineered to shut down, to protect itself, And once crews are able to assess that it is now safe for it to continue operating, then we do that. So initially, a number of persons would have been out, mostly in the corporate area, but a few as well, out of town, St. Catherine, Manchester. The ones that were out of town were restored in a matter of minutes. In Kingston, however, they were restored on a phased basis. And so in about roughly 3 hours, everyone was finally put in. So they came on in waves, so to speak. We have what we call our emergency operating committee, which is constantly online in terms of detecting emergencies of any kind, whether it be earthquakes, hurricanes, or anything else that could interrupt business continuity.
We have a robust business continuity plan, and that includes preparation for earthquakes, hurricane, everything. Now, we had the network, the congestion free, I want to say, in less than 2 hours, right? Whilst you were unable to maybe call out directly, we were able to send messages, we were able to use WhatsApp, just the same text messages. So we are able to communicate. As a result of our commercial power outage, we have our standby generators and our battery supply that were fully oiled, fully powered up, and we're able to run them right throughout.
Moving forward, we have some issues to deal with concerning the subsea cables that you mentioned earlier. Off-island capacity and the capability to connect and to have redundancy is of extreme importance. By redundancy, we mean just backup, just in case something happens to one cable, we're able to switch over to another and to keep Jamaica connected. We've learned some lessons from this quake. Certainly operating the greenest building in the Caribbean, sitting right there on the Kingston waterfront, it did sway with the waves generated by the earthquake, but the building is fine. A text message is a very small amount of utilization on the network. So when you're trying to make a traditional voice call, for example, or a call using WhatsApp or any of those social media apps, you're using more bandwidth. You will find it even more challenging to make those types of calls when everybody is trying to utilize the network at the same time. But a good old text message still works. So I'd recommend to customers that no issue in just resorting to say, "Are you okay?" You get a response, "Yes, I'm good, we'll talk later," right? Uses up very little of the network resources, and it frees it up now for first responders, for example.
Do your part to prevent mosquito breeding. Mosquitoes will breed in any container that holds water.
Tightly cover water storage containers such as drums, barrels, buckets and tanks. If this cannot be done, pour cooking oil on the water surface. Punch holes in all tins, plastics and beverage boxes to prevent the collection of water before disposal. Cover all tires or fill with dirt to prevent water collection. Scrub all vases once per week to remove mosquito eggs. Use mosquito repellents to protect yourself from mosquito bites. Dispose of garbage properly by placing in plastic bags and securing properly to prevent water collection.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Our program concludes for today, but fret not. Join us again tomorrow, same place and time, for another enlightening lineup. You may visit our website, jis.gov.jm, to re-watch the show or the many others we have there. I'm Adrian Atkinson from our production team here at the GIS. Thank you so much for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.